we gather time to recognize and celebrate Black people who rose above all odds and charted new courses in Black excellence, helping to create history and changing the narratives, and also get to know who they really are behind the suits and tie, makeup and high heels. Black Excellence Show, proudly brought to you by Nana TV International. For us, by us. Black Excellence, those who rise.
When the African is given a chance, he can show to the world that he's somebody.
Nana TV International brings you the Black Excellence Show. Black excellence is not just first who accomplish the unimaginable, neither is those who achieve accolades and awards, but Black excellence is also Black people who sacrifice their health, mental well-being and welfare for the sake of others. What happens to the Black people that society does not recognize as excellent? On Black Excellence Show, we gather time to recognize and celebrate Black people who rose above all odds and charted new courses in Black excellence, helping to create history and changing the narratives, and also get to know who they really are behind the suits and tie, makeup and high heels. Black Excellence Show, proudly brought to you by Nana TV International. For us, by us. Black excellence, those who rise.
When the African is given a chance, he can show to the world that he's somebody.
Nana TV International brings you the Black Excellence Show. Black excellence is not just first who accomplish the unimaginable, neither is those who achieve accolades and awards, but Black excellence is also Black people who sacrifice their health, mental well-being and welfare for the sake of others. What happens to the Black people that society does not recognize as excellent?
Wonderful. It's another week on Black Excellence Show where we honor the good works and prospects of Blacks all over the world. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. You can also join us via various social media platforms across the country and, of course, in other parts of the world. Nana TV International, like and share, and, of course, to keep the conversation going. Black Excellence Show, be reminded that it's proudly brought to you by Inkuto Skincare Organics of Finland. Inkuto, let the body do the talking, they say. So we are going for a break. We return shortly. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Excellent Show, we gather time to recognize and celebrate Black people who rose above all odds and charted new courses in Black excellence, helping to create history and changing the narratives, and also get to know who they really are behind the suits and tie, makeup and high heels. Black Excellence Show, proudly brought to you by Nana TV International. For us, by us. Black excellence, those who rise.
When the African is given a
It's Black Excellence Show and you're most welcome. So our guest today is an experienced multilingual Jamaican lawyer, currently head of intellectual property at Dote Attorneys in Helsinki, Finland. She's also the brain behind the Black Professionals, a collective for Black professionals working in Finland. Also a member of the board and audit committee at UNICEF Finland. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Rasheka Scott, all the way Finland. Hi, beautiful.
Hi, good evening, Nana. How are you?
I am excellent. How are you?
I'm doing well. I mean, we have a snowstorm at the moment, but I'm cooped up inside, looking forward to our chit chat. So wonderful, really. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It's really an honor to have you with us today. You are definitely, of course, let's start from Finland. Let's say, would you mind giving us a little bit about yourself? Where you grew up. Just let's get us to know you better.
A little backstory.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was born on the beautiful island of Jamaica, just a fantastic, magical place. And I moved there. I moved from there to Finland when I was 8 years old. So my dad had moved to Finland. He was playing football here, and I took a plane on my own and came over to live here. So that's basically how I got to this country. I went to school, just a normal Finnish school, right away within a month or so of arriving off the island, and learned the usual tricks and trades, skating, playing ice hockey, and I started basketball a year later. And so initially I stayed in Finland about 3.5 years.
Oh.
Yeah, and then I moved to Belgium. So I've been raised in Brussels as well.
Oh wow, that's good to know. Um, let's look at it from this. How long did you live in Finland? I mean, from Jamaica to Finland. In a nutshell, how long have you lived in Finland?
Altogether, I've been here now since 2008. So I came back actually. So those initial 3.5 years plus this time that I've been here now. Gosh, it's been too long. What, 14 years or something?
Oh
Yeah.
wow, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Well, so clearly you are definitely not from Finland. But what is the one thing that inspired you so much in Finland?
What inspires me? I think simplicity of life. Um, I quite also like a challenge. So I'm inspired, I think, by the lack of boundary that this place allows me to set myself. So I enjoy the sort of challenge that I get to explore living here that I wouldn't possibly otherwise have in other places. To be honest, that is the answer that motivated me, I think, to come back to Finland and explore sort of all my options, within that simple frame of Nordic living, so to speak.
Fantastic. Well, the career path you chose can only mean you should know how to speak the Finnish language well. How has the journey been like? We are talking about Finnish language. It's second to none. Like, oh my God. How?
Yeah.
How has that language been? The journey.
How did I manage to learn Finnish? Well, the good thing is that I somehow seem to have some kind of language brain. So I actually learned Finnish within 3 months or so
Wow.
upon arriving when I was 8. And I think that's thanks to my parents, sort of, that's my dad and my stepmom, putting me in a normal school where I sat for the first weeks looking at the teacher until I picked up Apinen. If anyone's learning Finnish, they know. And that's where I started.
That's how we all start.
Traumatizing you.
I can relate to that happiness. Oh my God. Yes.
Yeah,
Tell me
yeah.
about it.
Yeah, so I think when I learned it then it kind of stayed with me. So even when I lived in Brussels, I still had that sort of unfair advantage of still having learned younger. So it was easier to return afterwards.
That's fantastic. Awesome. Let's look at your current career as attorney, as a lawyer, multilingual lawyer, and also the head of intellectual property with Dote in Finland. Let's look into that career path. How did it all start for you?
Well, actually, my mom told me that when back in the day when Perry Mason was on, I had an argument for everything. So she was sure that that would be the path I would follow. But of course, motivation came later. Johanna, who is our mutual acquaintance, she's
Right.
actually been my mentor all the way since I was 8.
Oh.
And yes, and she was studying law in Maastricht University, and she would come over to Brussels, during her studies and stay with us, and we would do all of that. So that was the vision of a sort of lawyer that I had since I was probably 11. So I decided that would be my career path, and no matter what, that's what I would do, definitely. So I think it started very early for me, and it's an entirely different question. Why a lawyer in Finland? I
Exactly.
anticipate.
That exactly. That's what everyone would ask. I mean, if you're an immigrant in Finland, you would definitely ask this question: How? How did you manage? How did you do it? Walk us through
How
it.
did I do it? Yeah. Um, I think perseverance. Perseverance. I really don't let other people set limits for what I cannot do, what I'm allowed to do. And as soon as I sort of find out what are the requirements, then that's what I'm going to focus on. And I just write them down and I do block by block. Of course, this sounds very idealistic in the sense that if you don't have the proper educational background, if you don't have the language skills, it is more difficult. So having learned the language, I definitely got ahead with that, but that alone would not have been enough. So
Absolutely.
yeah, so I think sort of chronologically, I went to Bristol University. I studied law there. And afterwards, when everyone was going to London, I was like, I've been out of Finland for a long time. I don't want to lose the language. I'm just going to do a master's degree, a LLM, and I'll see, what's up for me. So then I applied to Helsinki University to do a LLM, and then I went there, and I immediately actually found a job within a few months at a law firm.
Oh wow.
So yeah, so I was studying and working at the same time.
That's awesome. So would you say that, the language was a barrier in the sense that that's why you kind of studied law outside Finland because there were no possibilities for that, that career for you being a foreigner?
I wouldn't say that directly in my case. I applied to university from European school in Brussels.
Okay.
So the natural trajectory for European school students is UK, usually, of course, France, and such. So I wouldn't say I didn't think of Finland from Brussels as an option, right?
Okay.
But I do remember one summer, Nana, when I was applying for universities, I had been visiting here and I expressly wanted to go to University of Helsinki to ask about it. So I went over there with my dad and, inquiring what would I need to study law here. And I have to say that the response was not very welcoming.
Okay. From
From the sort of the admissions, it was
Okay.
a glance over,
Okay.
and yeah, it was a glance over, and I'm there in my mind, just under 20, thinking, do you not know who I am? Do you not
I like
know?
that. I like
It's
that.
the Jamaican spirit, yeah. It's the Jamaican spirit, yeah. That's kind of how that went, but yeah, I mean,
That's awesome. I know, that Jamaican spirit bringing it up. I know how that would feel like, and it would sound like. Looking at your journey as, being a lawyer. I know it's hard. There are a lot of immigrants. I'm projecting it to Finland because that's where you're currently located, and that's where the journey, all started. Where that I believe most, I would say yes, most immigrants kind of don't even know where to position themselves in terms of career. And if I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but that's the picture that we get most of the times, because usually they say we don't have a mentor, someone to look up to, someone to get the inspiration from. And you sort of you had the opportunity. You had people around you. You had your father. You had, other people, mentors to look up to, and you were able to set up that career path for yourself. What are some of the challenges that you had to go through, to become the lawyer that you are today, that, everyone is talking about, everyone is celebrating? What are some of the challenges that you had to go through? Walk us through it. Share with us. I'm sure it was not a bed of roses. You didn't have it all rosy.
no. No, not at all. First of all, thank you for the notion that people are celebrating it. It's still new to me, but
It
yeah.
is.
Um, I think um, the, the biggest challenge for me was the thought that if I lucked out on a first job, that no one would hire me after. That I that it was very much a sort of I get in through an introduction. Of course, I have to do the interview myself, but this I had to get over that idea that somehow me getting any kind of job
Right.
was locking out, right? So I think self-belief, it's the first thing, and that for me is the biggest thing, because the dialogue that I have with myself, that is the guiding light always. And if I can overcome that, the outside influences are not that strong in my particular case,
Right.
right? And I also think sort of another like serious challenge is when you have a professional who doesn't look like what people expect professional people to look like.
Right.
You're overexerting yourself time and time after again to sort of prove that, hey, I actually know my stuff. So I think that idea of stopping with the overexertion and instead just doing the job, not expecting so much from myself compared to my peers
Right.
who are there. I think that that's another thing that I've had to do. But once again, it's still a dialogue with myself,
With
if you
yourself.
understand. Yes, I haven't sought out to sort of make it my mission to change everyone's opinion around me. I'm sort of taking space because I've allowed myself to take space.
That's right.
Yeah. So
That's
the
right.
starting point is here always.
That's really good to know. Thank you for sharing that. You're watching the Black Excellence Show live on Nana TV International. It's live on our multiple platforms across the world. Nana TV International YouTube, Nana TV International Facebook, Nana TV International Twitch and Twitter. Twitter, and of course, Nana TV International Instagram. Now we are in a studio celebrating none other, Rasheka Scott. She is a multilingual Jamaican lawyer, currently in Finland as the head intellectual property of Dotier Attorneys. Ladies and gentlemen, Rasheka Scott. She has told us, a lot about herself, and of course the journey that she had to take, the challenges that comes with it. Many thanks to our viewers online. Any questions or comments that you will have for Rasheka in terms of law, legal, stuff, she's here to answer them, I'm sure. The ones that she's not able to answer, live, we can of course put you in contact with her, and I'm sure she'll be glad to assist in that manner. So many thanks to all our viewers. In no time, I'll come to you all and celebrate you and appreciate your time with us. Why don't you invite your friends and keep sharing, and let your friends join us as we are celebrating Rasheka Scott, multilingual Jamaican lawyer in Helsinki. Let's look at this. As the current head of intellectual property at Dotier Attorneys in Helsinki, has language ever been a challenge to persons who may seek your assistance?
I don't think so, no. And if you mean sort of a potential client relation?
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, it has not. And that is because I do work fluently in Finnish.
Okay.
I do work fluently in Finnish, and there's after that initial sort of, do I have to speak English, or can we get this done in in my native tongue? I just put them at ease, and let's get on with the business at hand. So
Right.
no, that has not been for me.
That's awesome. So do you get clients that also have the challenge with Finnish language, or even English? How do you deal with these clients whereby they have language being a barrier?
Language being a barrier. I actually have not had that kind of experience. Most people do speak English, and of course I do speak French as well. Spanish, and I have done contractual review even in Italian. So it's not that for me is not a weakness, fortunately.
Have you had, for instance, like, a black client?
One.
Okay. Okay.
One. I've had one black client in my entire career. And it was very joyful.
Oh wow. That is to say we are not lawbreakers. We
It's not only lawbreakers.
I mean, yeah. If we are not in need of attorneys or lawyers or to represent us, well, sometimes it looks like we are doing a good job.
Yeah, absolutely. But definitely, actually, you mentioned that,
Yeah.
and I would love to have more black clientele, because that would also mean for me, and specifically from Finland, because that would also mean that business opportunities are being created. When you need a lawyer, it's not only for a bad thing that you've done. It
Right.
is also for creating wealth, establishing a business. There's commercial enrichment happening, and I would love to be a part of that, to support the community from that angle as well.
Oh, that's really nice to hear that. Thank you so much. Again, I would want to go back to a language aspect. Language is very unique, and as you rightly said from the beginning, you sort of have a head for language. Unfortunately, I do not. So it's always a struggle for me. So it is beautiful, and it's unique. It's beautiful, and identifies a person as a multilingual person. What is your opinion about language barriers, especially when one needs to travel to a country that doesn't speak its language? I'm sure you have experience with that, from Jamaica to Finland
and elsewhere.
And elsewhere, yeah.
I think if you're talking about sort of long-term migration, so if someone coming into a country where you don't speak the language, and that would be the case for most people coming to Finland, and they wouldn't have a sort of similar easy trajectory language-wise as I would, especially if they come as an adult. I think that it's quite an archaic notion in many sort of commercial spaces that you have to speak Finnish. And I'm going on record to say that. This is my personal opinion. We could do well with diversifying, the language and cultural reference points that we have in commerce, in the Finnish, in commercial space. So I personally think that yes, you make an effort to learn the language because it is a cultural enrichment for you yourself as someone coming in. But I would hope that the barriers to you gaining having gainful employment, the language wouldn't be one of priority, especially where it's proven that it is genuinely not necessary.
Right.
But I mean, it's still very much an issue, not only for Black people coming in, just in general, a general sort of immigration point of view.
Immigration point of view. That's very much like it. Let's look at also what prompted the formation of the Black Professionals Group, which you are a founder. Tell us about that. Very intriguing.
Yes. So that actually was an idea that I had for several years, and it stems from isolation, tokenism, a feeling of loneliness. I say it also speaks to that idea that I locked out and I'm the only one, and it will not be possible to sort of influence other places to employ me or whatever, which in hindsight is ridiculous. But it also stemmed from the excruciating year that was 2020 with Black Lives Matter and the psychological trauma that was breathing down at least my neck and some of the other Black people around me. I felt like we needed Black After Work, a safe, psychologically safe space for Black professionals to exist in. Why Black professionals? It's incredibly isolating to be in Finland as a Black professional. it is the discourse usually in the public domain is to do with people who are not yet settled. They have different struggles. There's the refugee sort of thought, or uneducated or not tertiary institution education having individuals. And I personally did not identify with that. We have different struggles. As Black professionals living whole lives with our families, our hobbies, etc. in Finland. And I just wanted us to have a space where we can learn from each other, we can breathe, we can feel a little less lonely in the professional spaces, in our workplaces. Many of us are like the only one. I also wanted us to start building our own networks.
Absolutely, right? Very much needed.
Right. So the referrals, the sort of use each other's services, support those who are professionals elsewhere. So they have moved to Finland, but they haven't yet found their feet, help with CVs, all of those things. So that's the idea that came out. And I was like, let me see if anyone will take. if it
So that is to tell you that it was needed. We just needed one person to stand up and start it, and it keeps going like that. Let's look at also You Wow Me. That's also very interesting group. Any reason for choosing, especially the ages between 13 to 24?
It's for 18 to 24. It's sort of this end of high school, beginning of university.
Oh wow!
It actually came upon me through this sort of conversation that I had with a very promising young lady, and she said that I have a few classmates who could use that sort of inspiration and big sister sort of shoulder to lean on. And then I said, well, pop over to my office, we'll have tea. And then all of a sudden there were about 20 ladies there.
Oh, wow.
Young ladies there. And I think that specifically, I haven't mentioned this before, but I think I found it very sort of empowering and promising because there are mostly sort of non-Black ladies that I mentor in that group, taking mentorship from me, a Black female lawyer in Finland.
Wow.
Right? On bravery, finding yourself, taking no shit.
I like that.
Going forward in your professional lives, of course, studying first and then. So I found that to be a very interesting project.
That's
that I enjoyed very much. Yeah.
That's awesome. It's very, very much, I think it's very important, very much needed. You're watching the Black Excellence Show live on Nana TV International. Many thanks to all of you for your time. We're celebrating another Black Excellence here in the studio and in the person of Rasheka Scott. She is a multilingual lawyer, a Jamaican, by birth, but, currently in Finland. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going for a quick break. When we return, up close and personal, we'll get to get more in-depth about her personal life. We're going to, find out. So don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Please invite your friends to be part of the conversation. We'll be right back.
He can show to the world that he's somebody.
Nana TV International brings you the Black Excellence Show. Black excellence is not just first who accomplish the unimaginable, neither is those who achieve accolades and awards, but Black excellence is also Black people who sacrifice their health, mental well-being and welfare for the sake of others. What happens to the Black people that society does not recognize as excellent? On Black Excellence Show, we gather time to recognize and celebrate Black people who rose above all odds and charted new courses.
Welcome back, and this is the live edition of Black Excellence Show live on Nana TV International for ASPA. As many thanks to all our viewers. If I'm not able to take all the comments today, please forgive me. Time is of the essence. Today is actually Rasheka's resting day, so I don't intend to keep her so much here. So, but there's a question from Johanna. Says, question to Rasheka, where do you see yourself in 10 years? All right, we'll come to that. Many thanks to all our viewers. Karine, I see you, Father. Thank you so much. I would come to that question. I think we're supposed to take that question before up close and personal, but let's do it now before we get into it. So Johanna is asking, where do you see yourself in 10 years as a multilingual Black lawyer? I mean, it's so much. I take pride in that.
I take pride in that too, and it's not just for me, but it's definitely for the community.
Absolutely.
I say in 10 years, I'm on a trajectory right now that I am very happy with, and I see myself running with my fellow partners a new generation law firm.
Wow.
Yeah. In Finland and possibly globally.
Don't you love her? Don't you love her? Johanna, I'm sure your question is answered. Now let's get into it up close and personal. So Rasheka, I mean, this is the time for us to breathe and, kind of get it quite personal and you have your glass with you. That's awesome. That's what I love to see. I love that. Tell me, so which one would you die for? Right? Which one would you die for? Jamaica, Finland. Which one
Jamaica.
Would you die for? Would you take a bullet for?
Jamaica. Next.
Do you speak Patois though?
Me chat Patois, no. You know, say me chat Patois.
Because we are going to speak Patois, trust me.
Oh, you mean, especially when I'm driving, my friends can attest to this. My road rage is only in Patois. It knows no other language.
me hear that. Me pan. Oh, Rasheka, you're such a fun person. Let's look at it this way. I want you to say these words faster, okay? I want you to say them really faster. The sun shall soon shine. Let's go. The sun shall soon shine.
The sun shall soon shine. The sun shall soon shine. The sun shall soon shine.
No, but you did great, honestly. You did great. Me love you. But let's look at some words in English and then in Patois. For instance, salt. Yeah, salt. We all know in English, in the Oxford, we know that salt flavors the ocean or our food. But in Jamaica, salt means something else. What is that? What is that? What does it mean?
First of all, it's salt.
It's salt. Yeah,
salt.
but it's pronounced in Jamaica salt, right?
Salt. Yes, it's a double A, and it's either, of course, the flavor, the one in the sea, but it's also a very sort of unlucky person.
Okay.
So someone who you're salty, it means that the bad luck just follows you.
You know, I mean, I found that very interesting. Like when you use the word salt, like like bad omen, bad luck.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Salt bad.
Oh my goodness, that's very interesting. Or any other patois words you would like to share with us?
Patois words. Not specifically because yeah, they're all in my use on a
Right,
daily basis. So
right.
yeah.
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 So like, give us just a short intro in patois about yourself.
Wagwan nana, where you depan? My name Rasheka Scott, you know, I live in Finland.
Hey, me dumpan, me dumpan, me dumpan. Oh my goodness. But I also found something about Jamaica that, is secretly feminine. Is that true?
It's secretly what? Feminine?
Yeah,
So strong female energy.
absolutely. Is that true?
I would say so, yeah. Jamaican women are something else. Yeah.
Oh, me love Jamaica women. Me love. That's so. What? Yeah, yeah. Me tell me what do I do in your downtime moments? What do you do to relax? We are speaking patois.
Well, in patois with the pan now. Okay. I'll keep it mild. Me like to relax with sports, you know.
Mm,
So I do a lot of sports
okay.
weekly. I play this sort of indoor hockey.
Okay.
I used to play basketball for a long time. You know, so my father a footballer,
Oh,
so ball for kick.
okay. Well, I didn't understand that, but
Yeah, I like footballer because my dad's a former football player, so I'm definitely a sports chick. Yeah,
right.
that's
I think you used to play basketball when you were a little younger.
yeah. All my until I was about maybe 30 or so, I played basketball from 9, so
That's
quite a long time. Yeah, but I like that. Good restaurant, you know, especially with my girls. Taking over different spaces with Black Professionals Finland. It's my
right.
favorite pastime these days.
Right.
Um,
let's let's
so
let's imagine we are in the court room where you are my representative, you are my lawyer, and I'm a criminal. Well, no, well, not well. You are the head of intellectual property, right? So
yeah,
that
yeah, I don't do criminal law
criminal law,
anymore.
yeah,
Yeah.
that would not even fit you.
Well, no, you do the law that is required for your client, but that just happens not to be my specialty
All right,
currently.
all
Yeah.
right.
But I actually don't go to court
Mm-hmm.
at the moment. I am working on my bar exam,
Okay.
finish bar at the moment. That would be another milestone,
Oh
at least the
wow.
personal one for me. Yeah. So I've been reading up on that in January
Mm-hmm.
and working on that. So I would say that my daily work is sort of commercial law. So with companies,
Mm-hmm.
uh, with the CEO, sitting discussing sort of the legal strategy, making sure that the work that me and my team do that it
Right.
supports their long-term goals. That's very much what I do on a daily basis.
That's fantastic. What can't you do to save your life? Music, dance. Which one?
Sing, sing.
Sing. You can't sing to save your life. Why is that? Why is that?
I was not blessed with any kind of vocal cords that need to leave the shower. Honestly, it just I can sing out right in the shower, and that
Right.
should be it.
They are,
Yeah.
Well, that we all are very good at that. Singing in the shower. It's all of us are strong suits. So, thank you so much for sharing with us on your downtime moments and taking us to Jamaica, giving us that patois flavor there. Midam pan. That was awesome. I don't know why I use that word. I don't know if it means anything though, but I think I heard that in the music video. I heard that in the music video, and it's been like, I don't know. I love that. So we're going for a quick break. When we come back, it would be Mirror, Mirror on the Wall. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Yay! Oh, people are laughing.
Black excellence, helping to create history and changing the narratives, and also get to know who they really are behind the suits and tie, makeup and high heels. Black Excellence Show, proudly brought to you by Nana TV International. For us, by us. Black Excellence, those who rise.
When the African is given a chance, he can show to the world that he's somebody.
Welcome back. So time for Mirror, Mirror on the Wall, and it's self-affirmation. And you know how that goes. This is the moment we give the platform to our guests, and with a mirror in their hands, and they speak to themselves. They speak to their soul. They look at their reflection, how far they have come, and they appreciate themselves. They appreciate their personality. They appreciate their struggle, their successes that they have chalked. It is a time where it's not about makeup. It's not about putting on the nice ties and suits and looking into the mirror and say you look beautiful. But this goes much deeper, talking to your soul. For how far you have come, you love yourself regardless. If no one appreciates you, you would stand tall and appreciate yourself. That is Mirror, Mirror on the Wall. Rasheka, this is for you. I love your mirror.
Yeah. Proverbial mirror.
Yeah.
I'll set it here.
Yeah. So you go like Mirror, Mirror on the Wall, Rasheka Scott's, and then you speak.
Right. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Rasheka Scott is a badass. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Rasheka Scott keeps going. No matter what. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Rasheka Scott did not get here without sacrifices, which require dealing with on a daily basis. But mirror, mirror on the wall, you have done, Rasheka Scott, you have done fantastically, considering where you have started, the journey you have traveled, the unlikelihood of being where you are now, and mirror, mirror on the wall, Rasheka Scott, I am most proud that you have never forgotten where you come from.
Oh, man. Wow. That was awesome. How'd you feel?
I feel good. It just so happens that I've actually had to sort of reflect on similar things lately. I came upon some mental hardships, relating to the bar exam. It didn't go as well. I haven't had the results yet, but I felt I put a lot into it. I was working sort of 3 shifts. So my normal job with my family and then studying late into the night for all of January. And the test itself was very overwhelming and I completely sort of collapsed.
Oh.
Yeah, mentally thinking, when you're used to executing and doing, then when you sort of meet a point where everything doesn't go smoothly, even though you've put everything into it, or at least the feeling that it didn't go smoothly. You have to sort of recalibrate and say similar things to yourself.
So
Remind yourself that even without a next milestone, I'm still enough at this point that I'm at.
wow. And that's awesome. We join the world at large, and we celebrate your successes. We celebrate your challenges as well. We celebrate the woman you have become, the role model you have become. We celebrate the champion you are, impacting lives around you positively. Regardless, small, big, you still keep going. And that is why we're celebrating you here on Nana TV International. The world is celebrating you for being that Black excellence everyone is looking up to. Everyone is inspired by your journey. We are inspired by your story. We are inspired by the goals that you've set. You even said before, at the age of 8, the steps you took, the mindset you had, and I mean, here you are today, speaking to yourself and appreciating yourself. And together with the world, we say thank you. Thank you for not giving up on your dreams. Thank you for not giving up on yourself. Thank you for, even when you fell, you got up, you dusted it off, and you kept moving. We appreciate and we salute you. We celebrate you. Thank you for being that Black excellent today. We are honored to have you on Black Excellence Show. Thank you so much, Rasheka. We are honored. We are honored. Before we let you go, and viewers, before we say bye-bye to you, so finally, how will you entreat other young Black persons who for some reasons may have been disadvantaged, in one way or the other, even though they had dreams, just like you?
I think dreams delayed are not dreams denied.
Absolutely.
So I feel like even if things don't actually work out exactly how you perceived or how you hope, it doesn't mean you can't still reach somewhere that is perfectly satisfactory, even excellent, by taking another trajectory. I also encourage Black young people to revisit those dreams once in a while. There's no need to sort of try to attain something that no longer serves you just because you feel that that is the only way you may present in this world. Right?
Right.
I would also encourage young Black people to reach out to us who are ahead and whose only purpose, as far as I'm concerned here, is to shine a light, show the way, and be a reminder that you are all worthy.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much, Rasheka. Thank you so much for being such an inspiration on Black Excellence Show today. It's such an honor. Thank you so much. If someone wants to reach out to you, how can they do so?
Well, you can find me on LinkedIn primarily, Rasheka Scott, and should be location Finland, should be easy enough. I'm also on Instagram, Sheka's Gram, and I specifically love when people follow Black Professionals Finland on Instagram as well. And then Facebook Messenger sporadically. I'm trying to get out of sitting on Facebook all day.
Right.
But for example, those channels.
Right. So you heard. If you have any questions or comments, why don't you follow her or look for her on LinkedIn, and she'll be able to assist you on that. So our guest today has been none other, Rasheka Scott. She's a multilingual Jamaican lawyer, currently the head of intellectual property at Doty Attorneys in Helsinki, Finland. And she's also the brain behind the Black Professionals, a collective Black professionals working in Finland. Also a member of the Board of Audit Committee at UNICEF Finland. Ladies and gentlemen, we've had the honor and the privilege to hear from Rasheka Scott. Thank you all for your time. From Karen says, thanks, Rasheka. You are amazingly excellent. You have inspired us. You have inspired us this evening. You have inspired us this evening. Personally, I will contact you. Wow. Thank you so much, Karen Amukugo. Father is watching us from Ghana. Thank you so much for your time. I'm not able to take other comments from the other platforms, honestly, but there's someone also watching us from Oslo. Thank you so much. How is Oslo doing? Regards to everyone. Proudly brought to you by Inkuto Skincare Organics, all the way in Finland. Inkuto Skincare. So let the body and the hair do the talking. Thank you for sponsoring the show. And also my producer and director, Ben Salom, for putting this together. And of course, also my executive producers, Father Francis and Mavis Abna Isidra of a Champon. Thank you so much for doing this and putting this together behind the scenes. My name remains Nana. As I always say, I would continue to clap for others until it's my turn. So Rasheka, before you go, how do you say bye-bye in Patois? let's give a Patois bye-bye message.
See you later.
See you later.
See you later.
Oh, it's quite, yeah, it's quite easy. Yeah, see you later. So see you later, everyone, from Rasheka and myself. Thank you. Have a pleasant weekend. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.